Let's stay on your money. Let's stay on the market. Come on in, Mark Grant, our top bond guy. Mark, okay, it's Halloween. I forgot. I totally forgot it's Halloween. Inject a moment of levity into the proceedings, please. All right. Do you think that this impeachment vote has anything to do with the stock market? Let's start there.
Yeah, Stuart, I have a little different viewpoint than you do. I think the market hasn't moved with the passage of the impeachment resolution because everybody expected it to pass. I mean, I think everybody expected it to pass. The big issue now is, and I call it Polynomics, is what the politics or what this impeachment process is going to do to the markets moving forward, depending upon what's found or not found. So not only do we have to deal with economics going forward for both the bond and the equity markets, we have to deal with whatever political disclosures come out over the next while.
Can you explain why the yield on the 10-year Treasury went from 183 yesterday to 170 today or thereabouts? What's going on with that?
A lot of that, Stuart, was caused by Chairman Powell. Basically, what he said was, here we're cutting the quarter of a point, which was widely expected. But he went on to say, which is the critical part, that there's not going to be any raise in interest rates unless they see some significant move in inflation, which I don't foresee forthcoming. And consequently, with the ECB, and by the way, I saw you on earlier, and I congratulate you for bringing that in as part of the discussion, continuing with their quantitative easing program, with the Fed now buying short-term Treasury bills and also increasing the size of their balance sheet, we're looking at relatively low yields for a long period of time, in my opinion, and I call it the borrower's paradise.
Okay, I want to refer to what Germany and Japan are doing. Literally today, I saw Germany's negative interest rates move further into negative territory. And I understand that Japan is going to go for another round of either printing money or whatever it is that they do to get interest rates already negative even further into negative territory. Well, that's simply extraordinary, Mark.
Yes, Stuart, never in the history of mankind have we seen $17 trillion in negative rates. It's unbelievable. I mean, really unbelievable. And they keep up with this. So the Japanese central bank has assets, liabilities and assets more than the entire GDP of Japan. My view is that the European Union, they can't afford their budgets in their countries. They don't want to raise taxes. They don't want to sell assets. So they go to the ECB. They have them make this pixie dust money from nothing. Then they take the pixie dust money and buy their bonds and corporate bonds and sovereign debt. And so for the first time ever, the governments are going out to borrow money and people are paying them for the privilege of lending them the money. It's just unreal.
You were the first guy to point this out to us, the significance of these negative interest rates. Now, this morning, just an hour or so ago, the president tweeted and said, look, he thinks the Fed is a bigger problem than China. What do you say to that?
You know, I see the Fed, in the first place, they've got a long history of how they have dealt with these kinds of situations, and I think they're moving away from it, but I think it's difficult for them. I think the Fed, to combat Japan, Switzerland, and the entire European Union, need to move rates down some more, but not go into negative rates. I think the positive side is this is good for the United States government. We borrow with less interest rates. It's good for a lot of corporations. It's horrible, however, I'll just point this out, for savers, retirees, pension funds. It makes it very tough. Insurance companies, I can tell you, I do business with a lot of them. They're having a very difficult time trying to come up with yield. And we're creating a big dichotomy here.
Yes, we are. Mark Grant, appearing live on Halloween. We wish you luck with your trick-or-treating adventure tonight, and we'll be seeing you real soon. Mark Grant, everyone. Thanks very much indeed. Okay. Is that a magic wand?
That's my magic wand.
Yeah, right.
So if anybody is disrespectful to you, Stuart, I'm going to turn him into a green warded frog.
Oh, you're a good man. You're a good man. Mark, thanks very much.